G'day and welcome to the start of our third Emu War campaign in Hearts of Iron 4. So the achievement we're going for is the weapons of the third Emu War. So as Australia, use a nuclear bomb on core Australian territory. So let's go ahead and select Australia, make sure Iron Man mode is turned on and get started on this. Iron Man Australia 3, save and play. So if you don't know anything about the Emu Wars, they were fought in Western Australia. I'll put a link in the description to a couple of things about it if you're interested in reading it, if you haven't already. But for now, we have to probably take a quick look at what our national focus is going to be, because we want to be declared on or go to war with Japan. So, what do we want to do? Building dockyard and stuff? No. Where's something that could pull us into war? WA Government Railways, to get us to the emus. South Australians, Northern Australia, uranium mining. This is somewhere we're going to need to go eventually. Research collaboration, we'll probably stay in the Allies, since we need to be in the war long enough to develop nuclear weapons. We have over here, never another Gallipoli. Well, yes, independence could be good, so that would help. Abandon the Westminster system or protect the homeland. Fortify the homeland with coastal forts and land forts. Mutually exclusive, maybe. Sever ties with the UK, protect the Dutch colonies, woo the USA. Southwest Pacific Initiative creates a faction. Let's try and create a faction and then we should be allowed to go to war. So let's start off with never another Gallipoli. And we'll turn this up to speed 4, but we'll sort out the research and everything. So Australia, of course, only starts with 2. We're going to go production and research. So we've got 10% bonus on that already, so that's fine. Alright, free military factories. We're going to need some fighters, but do we want any infantry equipment at all? I think we'll build a little bit. But we're going to get some... not carrier fighters, interwar fighters. Get some gladiators pumping out. We're going to need fighters to make sure we have air superiority. And then we'll need the strategic bombers as well. And these guys... lack of resources minus 20. So at least they can still actually make it. Now, civilian factories need to make military factories. Because we're going to need to create tons of cool stuff. You can lose those ones pretty quickly when the war starts, but starting on the core territories first, so that's fine. The dockyards will be making convoys and unassigned divisions. True. So, let's grab our armies. Put them all together. I think that's all of them, it is. And they can go and defend Adelaide, because nobody will be attacking Australia down there. Low manpower is fine, insufficient resources, significantly, but that's okay. Alright, let's go speed 5, I guess. It's going to be a lot of sitting around waiting for things to happen in this campaign. And we have close air support. And that's all we have. Well, that's interesting. We have a little fleet. I think their job, under Admiral Farncombe, no air targeting from carriers. Yeah, well done. Australia has no carriers. Got a heavy cruiser. He is going to patrol the Bight, because we're going to defend Adelaide. And otherwise, I guess we could have a look at when we can break free. We have 200 until being able to become free. So what we could do is try and break free early. Come up to the UK. You can't start Lend-Lease. Need world tension of 50%. Okay. Well, have to do it through the focus tree then. And while we're waiting for it, let's have a look at what else is going to come up. Hey, Spanish Civil War already. What is it? February. Probably about the fastest one I've seen in a while. Where do we need to go? We need to protect the homeland. Preemptive intervention. Gains topple government against Japan. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be a way to get us in there. Rhineland is remilitarised. Australia seeks distance from the Commonwealth. In a speech this morning, Prime Minister Johnny Curtin announced the Australian government's dedication to growth and stability as an oceanic state. This means looking to new shores than those of Britain's Europe, as the Australian people can no longer bear the weight of foreign conflicts on their shoulders. In a direct reference to the King's speech at the opening of last Parliament, John Curtin hit the point home by saying, "Never another Gallipoli," with rapturous cheers. So, we shall protect the homeland. And then we only have to pick one. So do we sever ties? What's the SWPA menace? Japan gains negative opinion. Trade relations with Japan. with the US. Okay. Well, let's go research reduction still. We modify our government. We want better construction speed. I don't think it's really worth it. We would like... not much of a theorist. I was hoping for a nuclear theorist. BHP, big company where I'm living at the moment. Industrial research time, probably. Motorized infantry, I mean, we don't even want to have an infantry, so I guess the industrial concern would be the one that means most to us. Yeah. Political advisor or industrial concern, really? Some of them worth 100. Oh, a silent workhorse. You know what? We have to support the policy of appeasement to get him. Or trade deal. Old Chifley. Alright, protect the homeland. So where are we going? Yes, WPA Menace. So ties with the UK would leave the Allies. We'll probably do that later anyway. Research slot is for straight out production of the concentrated industry. And now we're ready to go with the industrial concern. Alright. A couple of gladiators in reserve. I guess we'll put them into the Victorian base. Have a cap of 1,000 down there. They can hold 600. Would we actually make 1,000 anytime soon? 4 per month, so it's not too bad. That'll get up pretty quick. At least 8 per month. 12 per month. Plus, we're building a ton more factories, so yeah. We'll have a lot of planes. How big is Japan at the moment? It's got advanced torpedoes. So we want to make sure we're not dragged into a war against Japan until we have some nukes ready to fire at them. Alright, what's the thing with this? Japan is building an empire that threatens the safety of Australia and freedom in the region. We should turn to like-minded nations to be our allies. Okay. And... oh, we have to do them both with the USA anyway. We get democracy support from the dude. Arthur Colwell would become available. We don't care. Southwest Pacific Initiative. Let's just create the Southwest Pacific Initiative faction. We will enter a tech sharing agreement with the US or with other members of our faction. What do you mean, or? Australia joins SWPIRS. Well, we'll finish off this tree and see what happens anyway. Netherlands get event. Australia offers protection for our colonies. I wonder what that event's going to do as well. Cool. Alright. Up to 400 points at 200.01 for Never Another Gallipoli. Do we have another one that would give us something? Nothing on that side. What's this? Netherlands has capitulated. So nothing there. I don't think there's going to be any other autonomy things. Next thing we're going to want to do is go down to uranium mining to make sure we get both of the benefits of that. Australia severs ties with Britain. In a hotly contested vote, a small majority in the Australian Parliament decided that the country should leave the British Empire. And let's do this before we waste any more time. Woo, the USA. The last few remnants of British legal rule have been declared null and void. John Curtin has already signed the decision into law, thereby bypassing the long-standing legal tradition of royal assent being granted by the Governor-General and turning Australia into a fully sovereign nation. Did it actually do... well, it must have. Parliament also voted to form a constitutional committee, blah blah blah. Alright, that's not what I wanted. Research slot. We want... well, it's a bit early for 38 tech. I mean, maybe getting started on this would be a good idea. 3 years. Be 39, and then we'll get the things on them. So, yeah, sure. Not going to be doing much else with them. And the other one was boosting construction speed. What do you have? 150. Maybe these aircraft design. Heavy fighters, tactical bombers. We just want strat bombers. Heavy Air Company. Did any of them actually have names? No. Commonwealth Aircraft Corporation is the only actual named one there. Which is heaps cheaper for some reason. Actually, production costs probably be a good way to go. It's only for fighters that we're going to be making though. Right, we have with the USA. Addis Ababa has fallen. Let's go ahead and create our own faction. I wonder if New Zealand want to join. Dust storms in Egypt. Still angry at what happened in that Free Egypt campaign. Now, you lot, you should at least have a commander. Who do we have? Well, capacity won't matter. It's a hill fighter. Alright, let's go for Blamey. That's not what I meant to do. Go for Blamey. And you'll be cautious. You are the Green Army. And you're going to garrison South Australia, which for some reason goes all the way out to Kalgoorlie and Albany. And, you know, there isn't actually a port in Albany. That's a little weird, given that that's where they departed to go to Egypt in real life. Alright, modify the government. Not really. It's just choice between political advisors. Old Chifley. I don't think so. War industrialist. We should probably actually go for. United States agrees to Pacific Corporation. Seeing the obvious benefits of Trans-Pacific Partnership, the United States has agreed to our proposal of a regional alliance. Create faction, the Southwest Pacific Initiative, in which the United States and the Philippines join. Gets event, the United States joins Australian Defence Unit. That's weird. Alright, we're all equals now, under our leadership apparently. And Research Corporation would be great. So we actually, the leader of this, in the same faction. Faction leader, yeah, so we lead the faction that the United States is in. The United States joins Australian Defence Initiative. With concern over the growing strategic importance of the Pacific, Australia and the US has signed a Treaty of Pacific Cooperation. Although intended to maintain the political stability of the region, by extension Trans-Pacific shipping, the treaty also involves contingencies for military defence, allowing the two countries to exert authority far beyond their actual territorial claims. With such a vast area now being under Australo-American protection, it's surely only a matter of time before those contingencies will be put to the test. This will ensure our place as dominant over the United States. So we can drag them into wars. Kind of a weird way they set that up. So just the political advisor. What are we going to do next? Got the aircraft company. Chief of Air Force for S. I mean, none of that really matters yet. Probably High Command. Air Combat. Ace Generation Chance. Air Superiority would be more important later on. Let's go for him now. Should have probably done the production stuff first though. What are we working on? Research Corporation. Right, so that just gives us the boosts that we lost from the Commonwealth. And then we gain the Topple Government war goal against Japan, which we won't take until we're actually well and truly ready for it. In the meantime, research collaboration, we'd have to be at war. Alright, so construction, it is 37. Let's get even better construction. Speaking of which, we've got 3 factories working on it. And we've made one additional one already. Right, Hindenburg Disaster Research Corporation. That was last one we were doing there. So we're going to start heading through here. Research bonus for industry. Yes. Take that one first. Really not a fan of this song. Let's get rid of that. Or this song, really. I hate all the Allied songs. Alright, end of the Spanish Civil War. Yeah, who cares about Europe? It's always going to be the same sort of thing. And do we have... No, still got negative infantry equipment for another year with our one factory. Just make sure they do reinforcements, top priority. And, you know, we're never going to have any of them. Got 2 cavalry divisions, 5 infantry divisions. As far away from Japan as they can get. Although, I guess we could send them to Australia. To Tasmania. All the ships hovering around Melbourne. And Amelia Earhart survived. Alright, 100 points, not good enough. WAGR. Yeah, adds things to New South Wales and South Australia. It's kind of typical. So the WAGR, if you don't know, runs... So we can do it. Runs from Perth through to Adelaide and over to Sydney. And then they got a spur line going down to Melbourne. WAGR, you know, services mostly, I think, Adelaide to Sydney, part of that line. Union Pacific Railway. I think they might also run the Garn that goes Adelaide to Darwin. Alright, speed 5. Not fast enough. Come on. East Timor up there. Timor-Leste. So, yeah, civilian economy. Partial mobilisation has to be 15% world tension. You know what? Japan's going to do his thing soon. I think we might as well jump straight to a war economy, though. More than 15%. Then you'd have to be at war. So yeah, partial mobilisation is all we can do before we go to war. And free trade would be good for the research time boost. We don't care about resources to market because I don't think we have any resources. 000. Actually, we got a decent amount of steel. Surprising. Alright, more construction. And the Japanese are building up. Alright, it is 37. Let's go ahead and jump in there. And then our next focus is the WAGR. Japan has declared on Shanji. There we go, just over 15%. Well, well over it. The volunteers were worth a lot. Declared war on Shanji. Manchukuo joined the offensive. That's a tiny bit more. Alright, Chinese United Front has formed. And they keep forming. And Japan will push in pretty hard. As usual. Alright, and we did want the war industrialist as well. Yeah, we'll do that first. Then we'll get the free trade agreement going, so we get 5% better research time. Alright, concentrated industry, and then improved machine tools. Yeah, push hard on them. Then once that's done, we could probably... Yeah, it'll be 38, so we'll do the extra research time reduction. Justify war goal. We need world tension at 100%. True. Well, it'll get there during World War II anyway. Which could very well go Germany's way now that the US can't join the UK. Alright, WAGR is done. Does that give us political power? No. Department of... Actually, we need to do that to get down through Allied Works. Anyway. Alright, let's go for the South Australian Housing Trust, since that's where our Army and Navy are both based. Yeah, might as well just hover over here. At least then we can see a little action, even if Australia's not going to get involved in it. Oh, it's going to take a long time. But, very quick burst of freedom was nice. Great Depression. How would we get rid of the Great Depression? There's got to be something in there. Work, fight, or perish. Ah, how's that for a pick? Gains national spirit, all in. Military factory construction speed, factory output, and dockyard output. That's pretty cool. Squash the squanderbugs. Modify invest in victory. Oh, that's another cool one. Okay. And that actually gives us factory output document. Holy crap. We got some cool stuff out of that. Holy crap. This whole left branch is pretty good. Australian Defence Research we can do as well. Who are we classifying as aliens? Be the Japanese. We may have taken some loyalties with the homeland. We will register and track foreign-born Australians. Which I think back then was still about 40%. Citizen military forces. Hang on. Wouldn't be able to do some of that anyway. Alright, Austria's been unschlussed. And we're going to go to Lithgow. Alright, and what is it? It's 38. So this is where we jump into the computing machine. Alright, well, I'm going to take a short break here. So thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope to see you again soon as we continue trying to make our nuclear weapons so that we can bomb ourselves. Alright, see you later.